I'm happy to be here and a bit excited, just because the room is very, the professionals are here. And I always say that I'm very comfortable presenting in English because it's not my native language. And I told my wife, and she told me, and she asked me, what is the most common language on earth? And I said, I don't know. And she said me, poorly speaking English. So if you have questions, and if you don't understand anything from the slides, just ask me at the end, okay? Let me start with Emlakjet a bit. Emlakjet is a startup founded in 2006 as a home classifieds business. And 2014, iLab holding. iLab is one of the biggest investors on internet in Turkey. They have like car business, jobs, home, vacation and so. And then they invested and they bought all the shares of Emlakjet in 2014. In 2020, we launched iBuying service with the sub-brand named Jetsat. We needed to do this. I will explain why. First of all, we checked the numbers, but then, since the competition is very high in Turkey, we need to differentiate our business to survive and to grow, and I will explain later. In 2021, very recently, we bought the majority share of an automated valuation platform. They are leading in Turkey, not only to support our listing business, but also to improve our iBuying business. So somehow the picture is complete now. Just some small numbers. We have a strong classified business. We have, like, for 1.5 years, an iBuying model. And now we have the leading pricing engine in Turkey, which again, I'm saying that it gives us power to survive in the market. We have more than 25K real estate agents. Annually, we serve more than 70 million unique users. And monthly, we have more than 18 million visits per month. We have around 350K listings. And we are generating, on an annual basis, more than 10 million leads to the customers. I think iVox is listening to me. Yes, we can work together. And through Endexa, we have more than 1,000 monthly pricing queries. And last year, we've done more than 300 transactions in iBuying. The number is very low compared to our US fellows, but again, since we are the only one in the region and in the country, we are learning a lot. And the IRR, the blended IRR, is around 150% in iBuying. 150. So it's very large. But I'll go into details. This slide is showing that now we can provide an end-to-end and unique value to not only the real estate agents, but customers through listing and iBuying, and with it's supported heavily with the data, with the help of our latest partner, Endexa. But again, why we are doing iBuying? First of all, the market is a bit crowded in Turkey. There are 4 major nationwide players. One is incumbent, which is Sahibinden. Maybe most of you know it. They are incumbent. And actually, we need to diversify our revenue streams. And we see some trends in the market, unique trends in the market after the COVID. So we decided to enter this iBuying business. What were these numbers? Let me give you a little bit about Turkish market. Our inflation rate is more than 60%. First of all, I read an article in, I think, in Netherlands saying that we have inflation rate annually 8%. We don't know what to do, etc. It's our monthly inflation rate. So we are used to this. In terms of FX rates, US dollar is increasing, heavily. Actually, today it increased by 2%. Today. So annually it is 62%. So that construction costs increased 100% in Turkey last year. 100%, it doubled. And due to the sharp increase in currencies, sharp increase in construction costs, and then the pandemic arrived, so there was a huge gap between supply and demand. And it started in 2018 and 2019. We knew it. As Emlakjet, we knew it. I think this is the advantage of being in a vertical, because since you are always in the construction business and real estate, you know the figures better than a horizontal player. So that we see that if there is demand and there is no supply, you know that the prices will increase. But let's check the demand side. Turkish population is around 85 million now, and it is increasing 1 million per year. 1 million per year. Next year it will be 86, then 87, 89, 90. It will go up to 100 million in 10 years. And no matter what the prices are increasing, the property sales increased by 40% last year. 40%. Because the population increasing, household size is decreasing. It used to be 4, like 13 years ago, now it's going below 3. So the lifestyle is changing. So in Turkey, each year we need around 1 million new houses. 1 million new houses. But we know that in the last 4 years, it is not produced. It's not produced. Moreover, there is a huge demand from Arabic and Iranian countries in Turkey. So there's another demand, a foreigner demand in Turkey with respect to getting, passport and also investment perspective. There's a huge demand as well. So that the residential property price index increased by 110% last year in Turkey. So when you know that 149% IRR seems okay, but not that perfect, Okay, it's okay again. Again, by just checking those numbers and our need to, grow in the market, we decided to go into the iBuying service. It started around in the beginning of 2020. First, we launched inbound model. We call it inbound. You can call it in another name in other languages. Inbound model means that you enter emlakjet.com. There's a form page. You enter your data, etc., and then we analyze it and we call back you saying that okay, we can buy your house, and etc. But then we also launched an outbound model. Outbound model is a bit more proactive approach. We have a team in the organization. They are checking all the regions, all the houses, whether listed or not listed, whether the customer knows our service or not. We are checking all the houses, and since we have all the data, since we know who is looking houses from which region, which type of houses, what is their budget, we all know the data, we can focus on the areas. So first we launched inbound model, then outbound model. Inbound model, namely JetSat, works that we get leads from the consumers, the ones who want to sell their houses. There's a data validation process. We've done a pre-offer within 24 hours. Then if everything seems okay, the pre-offer is accepted, the team goes to the field, which is very hard, as I always envy the ones who work in car, because car comes to you, but you need to go to the house. So it's a bit operational business. And then when you go to the house, you see whether the data is correct or not. Then the final offer goes. And if everything is okay, we buy the house in 5 days. We know that in Turkey, it takes around 77 days to sell a house. Starting from you decide to sell it, then it takes around 77 days to sell. And our proposition is saying that instead of selling in 77 days, let's do it in 5 days. When we check this funnel, the funnel is very steep. just 3 out of 1,000 leads turn into a transaction. There's a huge leak in the funnel. Because, first of all, customers giving wrong information. When you go to the field, you see a big problem about the house. Then you give the offer, but the customer doesn't want it. He just said, okay, I just want to see the price of my house, etc., etc. And even everybody is okay, there is a process, even 2 days, 4 days, 5 days. During this process, again, there can be a problem. There can be a problem. In Turkey, for example, even you sign the document saying that, okay, I give this offer, you agree, yes, they are breaking it. And you don't want to deal in the courthouse, etc. It will cost you a lot, and maybe you cannot get anything out of it. This is the funnel is very steep. In outbound model, we are always checking the primary regions. We are getting leads from real estate offices. We are checking all property portals. We are directly talking to the development companies. We can buy houses from the soil without even I can say it. Even there is no house, we can start buying the houses from banks, bank portfolios. We are checking. We are hunting the houses with this team. And as I mentioned before, we all have all the data, all the traffic. We can analyze the demand there. We have the transportation plans of the municipality, so we know where to invest, etc., etc. in this point. And during this experience, we know that, okay, data is very important. We all know it, that data is king, but field experience in real estate might be as important as data, because in many areas, in many gated communities, for example, a 1+1 bedroom flat could be more expensive than 2 house flat, 2 bedrooms flat. Why? Because 1+1 houses are close to the facilities, and 2+1 are looking to a bad view. You don't know with the data easily. So you should know what's happening on. And real estate agents are, they love their portfolio. When you ask what is the potential of this house, okay, it will double up. All the houses should double up. When you ask the real estate agent, you should know at least as much as him or her. So it's very important. And when we have this outbound model, we have different action plans after buying. Some we do immediate sales if the potential is there. Some we refurbish and sell. Some we renovate and sell. Some we do short-term or long-term rentals. And some of them we also start furnishing them if there's the potential. So now my team is, okay, we used to analyze Google Ads performance, etc. Now one of my team is looking at what kind of chair is suitable in that house, because there's youngsters going there. The chair should be yellow. So we have such kind of conversations in the team. So this is very important for us. Here, the ones that we are hunting, our take rate or buy rate is around 7%. So it is much higher than the previous model. I think this slide is the most important slide from my point of view. There are some difficulties and the pros and cons in inbound and outbound model. Inbound model, we see it's really difficult to agree on final offer, because unlike cars, people really has emotional attachment with the houses, and the pricing is really very hard. Because you see that with all data, all analysis saying that your house should be, for example, $100K, but the owner says that, okay, but my neighbor sold it for 110. So it's impossible to agree on such a price. And again, I mentioned the operational cost is a bit higher in inbound model. You need to do marketing to get leads, but then it's very quick on turnover. There's a huge contribution to the brand because you do marketing campaigns, and you are building a huge, valuable database. In outbound model, as we know, it's a real asset-heavy model. You need to find financing. There is no big contribution to the brand. Flipping period is a bit higher than the inbound model, and you need to manage real estate partners, real estate agents very well. You need to know their business better than them. But the IRR is a bit higher. There is no marketing cost, and there is no operational cost. One can ask, but how do you connect the core business with the iBuying? We buy and sell only through the premium real estate offices. We do this business through them, and we check in inbound model, we are getting directly from the consumers the houses, but when we are selling 100% through our premium agents. So it gives us a new angle in terms of the core business. And we see those customers, ARPA is like tripling the other customers, because we are saying that if you want to do in this business, iBuying business with us, you need to pay that amount of money monthly. And the renewal rates are like 80% more than the other customers. It creates a great stickiness. But now the conversation changes. Instead of us getting them monthly fee, now we are giving them commissions. So we became the customer of our customers. So this bond is really strong from my point of perspective. I will not go into the many details, but you can see the impact on this iBuying business gave us a momentum, not only on the iBuying side, but also the classifieds part. Our annual traffic increased by around 35% last year. Now our projections said that we will double it. Paying B2B customers, like paying real estate offices, increased around 30% last year. Now it will grow another 60%. Our projections are saying that. In terms of net revenue, when I say net revenue, this is the deducted part in terms of transactions. Doubled last year. It will at least triple in 2022. And our market share is growing. In terms of transactions, again, this year we will reach around 400 transactions, and we reach 150% IRR. And the net revenue index will be like 5 times in 2022 compared to 2021. What is next? Scaling. It's not easy, but our ambition is to go to scale the business. Inbound business, we are using Endexa as automated valuation platform for the internal teams. Now it will go for the consumer side as well. So they will get immediate offers, because we are losing a lot of customers during this 24 hours or even 48 hours offering period. We will go for new cities in Turkey. We are in 4 cities, but we will go to the 8 cities this year. In terms of property hunters side, we launched a real estate investment fund. So we will not only make money through our transactions, but we will sell our expertise to the investors, local and global. This is what we are focusing on this. And this real estate investment fund is very important to us and very important to the investors, because it creates huge advantages on taxes. So we are pushing it. We believe that this will also provide us a cushion when the market goes down, etc., etc. So we will try to diversify the risk on the upcoming days. It's 0 seconds, so I think the timing is perfect. Thank you.
Tolga, thank you very much.
Thank you.
If we could bring up the Slido question, would be fantastic. Well, how do you finance it? Clearly, that's the number one question. How are you paying for buying all these houses?
So far, like 60% of the finance came from banks. And luckily with the long-term, low interest rate loans, because in Turkey, the interest rates are very low because of our government's approach to the economics. The interest rates are very low, but the inflation is very high, so there's a good arbitrage there. We are using it. 40% comes from the sales of the actual portfolio.
Okay. What percentage of your homes do you buy from developers?
Around 20%. 20% comes from developers. Why we are going to developers? Actually, the demand goes to that newly built houses, and the financing is easier there because developers provide credits and some payment plans for us.
Okay. The question here, how do you record revenue? I think people are trying to understand the behind the numbers.
The difference, it is even, yes, it is 10K. It is 10K.
So it's the profit on the sale?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Gross profit.
Okay. And what is the gross profit on a sale normally for you? Is it because you're making a low offer? So if it normally takes 70 odd days to sell a home, okay, and you're doing it within 5 days,
okay,
am I taking a discount as the seller? Right? And if so, what's that discount to market?
Actually, we are offering around 8 to 10% below the market value.
Okay.
This is the price for selling fast.
Yeah.
And then actually we are a bit refurbishing or renovating and try to sell it even like 5% more than the market value.
Right.
So the gap is our profit.
Okay. And then how long does it take you to sell the houses?
The inbound model, it takes around 89 days, 89 days.
Okay.
In the outbound model, currently it is around 170 days. But this is by our choice. Because for example, when we are buying, we are assigning a value, a sales value to each and every house. If we know that the value will come in a year, we rent the house. So we sell it in a longer period by our choice.
Okay. How do the agents react to you entering their business? Do they care or are they angry?
Actually, if they work with us, they are very happy because we are paying them huge commissions. If not, they are rumoring, there are rumors. But believe me, we are growing. You shouldn't stop doing it.
Yeah. So how are you handling inflation with this iBuyer model? Because that must be playing with your numbers a lot, right? If you've got 62% inflation and you're buying for 100,000, and inflation is 60%, because they'd sell it at 162,000 or 130,000 because of you take 180 days.
Yeah.
How do you factor all this into your
first of all, I personally a real estate investor. First of all, again, I am saying that, okay, data is very important, but I assume that Zillow has good data. Again, I'm saying that, you should know where the market is going. You should know which areas will beat the inflation. And otherwise, it is risky. And again, inflation helps us in terms of financing the business because it gives us an arbitrage potential there. So I can't tell these answers.
I think you've talked about renting out because sometimes you rent them out if you believe that you're going to get a better return and if you're patient for the
Each and every different house has their own story, and we analyze it and we give decisions about it.
Okay, which makes a lot of sense. And then let's think. We've talked about how much under the market. We've done that one already.
8 to 10%.
You mentioned the word surviving several times. Just how bad is the Turkish market?
Okay, actually, for Emlakjet, I give you the numbers. Things are going very well. first of all. But, for example, we were the third player a year ago in terms of number of customers and listing. Now we are in the second position. Just in 6 to 7 months, we beat a huge vertical leader in Turkey. So I assume that this is just an assumption. Of course, I know some numbers, but things are not going well for them. And you know, they lost around 20-25% of their listings, okay, whereas we increased our listings.
Okay, so leadership is defined by volume of listings?
Volume of listings, number of customers, and also the traffic.
Okay. Okay, and last question is, if the central bank raises interest rates to more than inflation, does that threaten your model?
It should be, first of all, in a normal environment. But lately, the government says that we will not increase the inflation, the interest rates, we will decrease it. So we are happy at least for a year, okay, because a year there is an election. But then, of course, there is risk. You know, the market should, it should cool down at a time. But when we launched the program, our IRR was around 35%, 40%. It was still above the inflation. Now it is 150%. Our aim is not always making IRR more than 100%, etc. But we will beat the inflation or interest rate or FX no matter what, again, with the data and our expertise. So this is our ambition.
Fantastic. Tolga, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Super interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.